So yeah, you've all heard the story back in the day when I discovered that social freedom was actually the thing that was changing people's lives the most. It wasn't me saying to guys, okay, talk to the girl like this and smile more, and when you come, talk to her like this, like all those things are good, when you ask for her number, do it like this. But the thing that really was changing people's lives, it was the social freedom aspect. It was that little voice in our heads sabotaging us from going and talking to that beautiful woman. Turns out it was sabotaging us in every single part of our lives, right? After years and years and years of seeing students get a hold of that voice, kick the shit out of it, kick the fuck out of it, and develop these habits of just going for it, talking to women, to doing whatever you want to, I would just see the changes happen in people's lives, and it expanded so deep in their lives, so deep, like getting a girlfriend was just the beginning, and then everything would transform for people. Everything, like people, again, they would just do whatever they wanted with their life, start businesses, drop their old friends, get new friends, start dancing. It was really, really transformational. So our whole lives, we have this voice in our head that's constantly going, blah, 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 blah. You're not good enough for this. You're not good enough to talk to this girl. You don't have enough money. People don't like you. You're not successful enough, blah, blah. So, and it never ends, right? Who's been experiencing that fun little voice? Yeah, everyone's got one. Everyone's got one.
When you keep ignoring your intuition, it's like being in a relationship with a woman that doesn't actually accept you. And how does that feel? Resentment. Yes, shitty. Resentment grows and builds over time. And it sucks to resent your partner that you love. It sucks even worse to resent yourself, because you're just constantly ignoring the things that you really want to do. And the more you say, no, I don't want to do that, the more your soul is like, what the fuck, man? The more you feel incongruent, the more you feel dissonant. And when you have that cognitive dissonance, and especially if you're carrying it around to the point where it's always on you, that's what people are perceiving.
Infinite Man, make people feel strange.
That's good, Brad.
It's not bad.
Underlying intention here to make people feel strange.
No, it's to have fun and spread joy.
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. So
it's actually to make yourself feel strange.
Yes, all of these exercises are for you. Okay. So one of the things that guys are concerned about are like, oh, I don't want to bother people. I don't want to, interrupt their day or whatever. We're not cornering anyone. Everybody has the ability to choose to walk around us or not talk to us, right? We're not going to make you do any exercises where you're cornering anyone today. But how they react is actually none of your business. Because what forms that reaction is all of their past life experience, and you're not going to sit there and be like, why'd you have that reaction to me? She's not going to fucking explain, like, well, one time this guy said Merry Christmas and then stabbed me. So you're not responsible if you're not going up with bad intentions, right? Our intentions today are to work on ourselves, to have a little bit of fun, and to give people funny stories which could be interpreted as value.
You're on the high fives now, so we got you guys, and so you're laughing, but there's no one even looking. Everyone's totally.
One person was like, "Do you see that guy over there?" And then that's when I started to just crack up.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
So the question is, what can you get for those socks? So right, so it's like, hey. You look like you use some socks. These are from a famous YouTuber. They're great. They're brand new. What are they worth to you?
Okay.
What can you get? Can you get $5? Can you get a hug? Can you get a massage? Right? What can you get for those socks?
Okay.
But you gotta get something. You can't just give them away for free.
Right. I gotta get.
Right, you gotta get something for these socks.
Okay.
We're just bartering for socks. We want to show these socks. We're bartering socks which have money on it, with random faces on it.
They're pretty dope socks.
They're really good socks. And I decided it'd be a good idea to get some fruit. So I bartered a sock for some fruit, some mango. How's the mango?
It's pretty good.
Yeah?
It's delicious. I love mango.
I'm gonna try and do that move with someone else.
I think
otherwise this would have been like $7.
$7. I just got it for a pair of 50-cent socks.
Everybody in the mainstream is following all the same rules of someone else's game. A game that they barely even realize that they're playing. They don't even realize that someone else's rules. They're just following blindly. You're gonna so here's mainstream society, right? And next to it is where we are, right? We've stepped out of the stream and we are now casually walking along on the land next to the stream. We could choose to jump back in, we could choose to jump back out, we could choose to go find our own stream. We are modifying the rules of the game to fit us. We're making our own game. Our program is different from anyone else's. It's more intense and we spend way more time on it, right? Nobody else is spending 50% of the program on social freedom. And with the reality being that it's all about social freedom. I mean, even tomorrow is social freedom, it's just using the social freedom for something useful, for something pragmatic. So yeah, it's really just about getting your ego trained into the habit of feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
Woo!
Yeah, that was good. Woo!
Woo!
All right, cool. So let's yeah, woo! Hell yeah, woo! Yes, I love it when that happens.
Bananas.
Perfect, that's exactly it. Here we are in Hollywood, motherfuckers. Hollywood, California. On Hollywood Boulevard, you see a bunch of people. You can't really tell if they have social freedom or if they're just being paid, but it certainly requires being outgoing to make a buck out here. Bananas. Huh? Bananas. Oh, that is what I thought you said. I started doing this exercise because a friend of mine, he told me in high school about something that his older brother said. He goes, Mike, I figured out how to meet women. I'm like, okay, how do you do it? And he goes, it's called the pickle test. You just walk up to any woman that you're attracted to at the bar, and you look at her right in the eyes and you say, pickles. And if she laughs, it means she likes you. Keep talking to her. And at the time, I was like, that is the dumbest advice. That is so stupid. Like, just one word, and then she she just might think you're funny. Like for that 1 second, it doesn't mean she's gonna, keep thinking you're funny, because that's not the point. You just need, to, open someone with a smile, basically. And then fast forward decades, and I'm like, oh, he was so right. He was so correct. So our student is off doing the nose pick approach. And there he is. So notice the look on their faces. Did you catch that? The look on their faces was horrified. And that's how you know you're doing it right. Great first job. Oh, perfect. Do you want to do a couple more of those?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm feeling nervous about it, so might as well do it then.
If you're feeling nervous, there's still juice to squeeze.
223.
223! And they barely looked up. They looked slightly confused. That's about it. Let's cross over here. So there's a lot of different ways you can measure progress. One is, are you simply taking more action than you did before? The other one is, are you getting phone numbers? Are you meeting women? Are you having conversations? And the other one is, if it took you 2 hours to feel comfortable, does it now take you an hour and a half? Does it now take you an hour? Does it now take you whatever, right? Because, you'll hear me say this probably a few times, fuck your feelings. Fuck your feelings. It's about feeling the feeling, feeling the fear, and then taking the action anyway.
Like a fucking idiot at first, and then after about like a minute of doing it, I had to keep myself from laughing. I just had to stonewall it, but I was chuckling inside.
Look, you left the space. There you go. Nice. How'd it feel?
I'm feeling great.
Right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I feel pulled out of my head. I'm ready.
Okay, this one. So this should be your warm-up then.
Okay.
Right? If this is the one that finally got you out there, then this is a good warm-up exercise.
And it made it really fun when she joined in, and
I told you, isn't that crazy?
I know.
Isn't that crazy? You look. I mean, because really, from the outside, you look like you're staring super intently at something on the other side. And then she comes up and very quickly realizes, like, oh, this is a joke. And I like that she went for the hug for it too. She was like, oh, fuck, you got me. Good stuff, man.
That's good.
I can see you got that little adrenaline dump, that little release. Yeah. It's always good to find the exercises that do the most for you, and then those are the things that you can start off with. So like this could be your homework.
Okay.
You know. Yeah, he's doing great. Is he getting another number?
I think so.
Now, so with the last girl, he did say, "I'm just joking. I'm just kidding." Right? Yeah. That's awesome. Woo. Social freedom, bitches in Hollywood. Perfect 3-set stop. Went over, approached him from the side, big enough arms, got in front of him, they slowed down, and now it looks like they're having quite a lovely conversation. All right, so here we are in Venice Beach, California. We've been in Hollywood Boulevard, we've been on the Santa Monica Promenade, and today we're down a little bit in Venice, walking up and down with all the weirdos. I had a great time. Did you have a great time?
Yeah, it was beautiful out here today.
So this is the conclusion of our 3-day immersion, plus the VIP treatment at the Infinite Man Summit. So Ben here has had a 2-hour Social Freedom mini course, followed by the full-day Social Freedom intensive course, followed by the second day, which is where we talk about all the dating, and then an extra day where he got to spend some time with Sasha, do some more approaching, things like that. So let us know, what's your overall impression of the training?
The most valuable thing for me was probably the social freedom. Just first day being pushed out of my comfort zone, and just realizing that people really don't care. You could do whatever you want. 2 minutes, they're not even going to think about it. People are too busy, caught up in their own world, worrying about their own issues.
Yeah, and we like to say that it's the Social Freedom Day that enables the success on the subsequent days.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Even on the Social Freedom Day, I did get lucky and was able to get several numbers and talk to women, via message, which is more success than I had in like the past year.
Yeah. You had said that. So you had said that you had never cold approach and gotten a number, or had tried some cold approach before?
I wouldn't even try. No, I would just let the opportunities pass me by and not, do anything about it.
So no cold approaches, no phone numbers, and you managed to get somewhere between 7 and 9 pieces of contact info this trip?
Yeah, about that.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Would you say that you feel that you now have, a process to follow in your head for how to meet women, make new friends, approach people?
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't solve the nervousness, but I have the tools, at least, to get me to success.
Yes. And if I asked you, well, how would you work on getting less nervous? Would you know the answer?
Yeah, I would just wake up every morning, implement those tools, all the training that I received for the social freedom. Once I hit that point where I'm out of my head, that's when I'm feeling good and I feel like I can interact with anybody.
Yeah. What was the most surprising aspect of the training?
I would say day one of the social freedom, just to realize that I don't have to keep my head down. Nobody's actually watching me wherever I go. People aren't out to get me. I'm just living my own life just like everybody else is living their own life. So that was a very valuable piece of information which I'll take with me.
Yeah, that's a great piece of information. Actually, just 5 minutes ago, to prove this point, on day one, we're like, no one's paying attention to you. You're always the background. People are complete. We would have them do approach one here and then do the same thing, right next to that first person, and they wouldn't notice. And I was like, see, we're walking down the street. A man with a snake puts it in my face and is like, do you want to pet a snake? And without even realizing what he was doing, I just walked past. I didn't even acknowledge him. He put a snake in my fucking face and I didn't look at the guy. That's how little people are paying attention to you. So I'm glad that point came across. What was the most challenging part of the training?
Running, when I approach a woman, figuring out what to talk about, what do I say, what's in my head. But as long as you come from that place of curiosity, it's hard to run out of questions.
Yes, yes, yeah. I love the curiosity mindset. Let's go find out, whatever it is. And once you get up there, the question could be, well, let's go find out if she'll talk to me, even if I have nothing to say. Okay, so we went over the most surprising, the most challenging. What was the most fun?
Most fun, I would say, again, with the social freedom. Day one, just going out there, once you hit that point, like, oh, wow, I'm nervous, I'm uncomfortable. Once you get past that, everything else just becomes fun. Like day one, it felt like I was a kid running around on a playground. It was definitely a sense of freedom.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I met Sasha and took my training too. I was like, oh, I remember this feeling. I've missed this, you know? All right, cool. How was it working with me as your coach?
Yeah, it's been magnificent. You've been an excellent teacher, shown me a lot of useful tools, which I will definitely take with me for the rest of my life.
Thank you. Did I push you too hard?
Not hard enough where I had a mental breakdown, but hard to the point where it was really out of my comfort zone, where I didn't know what I was doing. I was going to make an ass out of myself, but you still managed to get me to go do it.
Yeah. For a second, I thought you were going to say not hard enough. I was like, let's go, motherfucker. Back to approaching. And you got some one-on-one time with Sasha as well. How was that?
It was very valuable. It taught me several breathing exercises and meditation, really just to kind of reground myself, recenter myself, and just clear up some headspace. So I'm not walking around stuck in my head. I'm actually kind of present in the moment and being able to approach people.
Yeah. Now, Sasha doesn't help teach on all of the programs. A lot of times, Sasha's at one other part of the world, and I'm in the States on the East Coast or the West Coast or something like that. So if you ever do get the opportunity to train with the both of us, it's rare and valuable. You should definitely take it. What would you say to somebody who was considering taking the program, especially somebody who's like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be worth the money?
You could spend that money on several other things. You could buy a car with it, or go on a trip or an adventure, a boat, but eventually all that's going to go away. You won't have it, your whole life, but with these skills you can carry it with you your whole life as long as you implement them.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you can always get, money's a renewable resource, but time is not.
Exactly.
Cool. Any final words you want to say to anybody out there?
If you're on the edge, if you don't know whether to do it or not, that's that feeling, when you get that nervous feeling, that uncomfortable feeling, that's when your body is telling yourself, go do it. You just have to jump over that ledge. When you feel that little bit of resistance, you just got to fight it and pull through, and then you realize that on the other side, past that resistance, it's a much better path.
Yes. There's a line from a 311 song that I love. He says, all that you hold dear is on the other side of that fear. And we'll end it there, man. So you've been great. You were a star pupil. Thanks a lot. I had a blast working with you. Give me a hug. And we'll keep in touch.
Absolutely.
And now he's off to Vegas to put into practice everything we learned. So I look forward to hearing the stories and maybe some pictures. All right. Thanks a lot.
All right.